you ever walked away from a small, ordinary moment and thought quietly to yourself, with genuine surprise, that actually mattered more than anything else I did all day long?
Every single time I help my elderly neighbor carry groceries up 3 long flights of stairs. I'm absolutely not exaggerating. Those stairs feel like a mountain climb, and I'm completely out of breath before we even reach her landing.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Emma, and sitting right here with me is Jake, my co-host, my partner in overthinking everyday life, and the man who will carry anything if there's a story attached. Today we're talking about a time you helped someone, not the cape-wearing dramatic hero stuff, just the quiet, slightly awkward, genuinely real kind that quietly changes both people involved.
Exactly right. No dramatic background music, no slow-motion camera shots, no award ceremony afterward. Just 2 people talking honestly about why helping others sticks with you long after the moment passes, and why it almost always feels better than it probably should.
Jake, you mentioned carrying groceries, but I know there's a much bigger, more meaningful story hiding quietly behind that image. Where does this really begin for you personally?
It actually starts on an completely ordinary Tuesday morning. I was rushing toward an important meeting, my phone buzzing constantly with messages, a hot coffee in one hand, an umbrella in the other. Classic, distracted, slightly stressed, slightly overwhelmed mode. And then I suddenly saw her, standing there in the pouring rain, struggling with a bike chain that had clearly given up on life completely.
And despite absolutely everything pressing on you, the meeting, the rain, the coffee cooling, you actually stopped. That takes real emotional presence, not just physical presence.
Honestly, I almost kept walking. My brain instantly listed at least 10 very reasonable reasons to keep moving and stay on schedule. But something about her face, not desperate, not dramatic, not asking for anything, just quietly tired, made me put my bag down on the wet pavement and ask gently if she needed a hand.
That single moment of genuinely noticing another person, that's everything in this world. And in English, we have this deeply interesting word, guilt. It's that strange feeling that quietly nudges you before you even fully recognize or name it. It's like an alarm bell inside you telling you that you missed something profoundly important, something human.
Yeah, exactly. And in natural English, we say, guilt nagged at me. Not shouting, not screaming loudly, just persistent and impossible to ignore, like a notification on your phone that you can't swipe away no matter how many times you try to dismiss it.
So after the 2 of you worked together and fixed the bike, what actually happened? Did the moment just disappear into the rain?
She thanked me with a real, unguarded smile. Not polite, not automatic, just genuinely warm. And then she rode off into the gray rain. I arrived 10 minutes late to my meeting, soaked, slightly cold, and somehow weirdly calm inside. The meeting didn't collapse. The world kept spinning exactly as it should. It reminded me clearly that urgency is often just an illusion we create for ourselves.
An illusion, something that looks and feels completely real, but actually isn't. Not at the deepest level. That's exactly right. We treat small acts of kindness as optional extras, when in reality, they're the invisible threads that quietly hold entire communities together over time.
You really do sound like a philosopher before noon. I'm genuinely impressed by your depth this morning.
Maybe I'm just tired in the best possible way. But seriously, have you ever helped someone and felt like you actually received something much bigger in return? Not money, not formal thanks, not recognition, just something deeper that stayed with you.
Constantly, actually. There's a beautiful phrase in English called helper's high. It sounds almost silly, like some temporary wellness trend, but there's real scientific truth behind it. Your brain releases small chemical rewards. It feels genuinely good because at a biological level, it is genuinely good for you.
And that
feeling is absolutely not selfish. It's human, it's natural, and it's healthy. What's really interesting is how English creates these incredibly compact phrases. Helper's high, pay it forward, random act of kindness. They're not just expressions you memorize for a test. They're almost like instructions written into the language itself about how we should treat strangers.
Right. Pay it forward. Doing something genuinely good without expecting anything back in return. It's elegant and powerful. 3 simple, everyday words that quietly carry an entire philosophy about how human beings are meant to interact with each other.
Let's talk about language itself for just one moment. When you describe helping someone in natural English conversation, do you say formally, "I helped her," or do you prefer the warmer, "I gave her a hand"?
Both work perfectly well, but gave her a hand feels noticeably warmer and more human, more casual, more personal, more like real life, less like writing a formal report for work, and much more like telling an honest story to a close friend over a warm cup of coffee.
Exactly right. And in real, everyday conversation, warmth and emotional presence matter far more than perfect grammar ever will. Intermediate learners sometimes overthink every single tense and vocabulary choice and forget the most important truth. People respond to your genuine energy long before they ever analyze your sentence structure.
That's absolutely 100% true. You can say, "I helped her with the bike," with technically perfect grammar, and still sound completely distant and disconnected. Or you can simply say, "We figured it out together." And suddenly you're fully present in the story, not just reporting distant facts.
Presence. Being fully and completely there in the moment with another person. That's a real-life skill, not just a language learning skill. So Jake, tell me about another time. Something unexpected. Something that genuinely surprised you in the moment.
Unexpected? Okay. Last winter, on a very cold evening, I found a wallet lying alone on the ground in an almost empty parking lot. No security cameras visible nearby, no witnesses around, just me and a piece of leather sitting on cold concrete in the fading light.
What did you actually do in that split second? Because I sincerely think every single person has a brief, private decision in that exact kind of situation.
I opened it carefully, not out of curiosity about the cash inside, but specifically to find any kind of address, phone number, or identification. There was a small photograph tucked inside. 2 young kids, smiling naturally, clearly deeply loved. That single detail changed absolutely everything instantly. It wasn't an anonymous object anymore. It was someone's entire life.
That's so powerful. The photograph made the situation deeply and personally real. And in English storytelling, small specific details like that, a photograph, a handwritten name, the sound of rain on pavement, they don't just describe events clearly. They actually turn ordinary events into lasting, meaningful memories.
Right. Without that children's photo, it's just a lost wallet found in a parking lot by a stranger. With it, it becomes someone's entire week, someone's peace of mind, someone's ability to sleep peacefully that night without panic.
Quiet relief. That's such a precise, gentle, and beautiful phrase. Not celebration, not fireworks, not loud happiness, just that deep, slow, internal exhale when something important that was lost finally returns safely to where it truly belongs.
Exactly. And when the owner finally picked it up from my apartment, she brought me coffee as a simple thank you. We sat and talked for about 15 minutes about completely unimportant things. Weather, work, nothing profound. I missed my gym class completely. It genuinely didn't matter at all.
You traded a planned workout for a real human conversation with someone you didn't know. That sounds like the absolute best deal of the entire week to me.
Best workout I skipped all year, without any question or regret.
Let's shift our focus slightly. Not every form of help is obvious, visible, or physical. Sometimes it's completely invisible, simply listening with full attention, staying quietly, not rushing to fix anything at all.
Have you personally done that kind of help?
Oh, absolutely, and more than once. A very close friend went through a rough, painful breakup not long ago. He didn't need advice, solutions, strategies, or a step-by-step recovery plan from me. He needed someone to sit in quiet silence beside him and simply say, with genuine feeling, "This really hurts." Not to solve anything, just to witness his pain with him.
To witness, to be fully present with another person without trying to immediately change their situation. That's incredibly rare in modern life. Most people rush instinctively to fix problems because fixing feels active, productive, and useful. But witnessing is active too, just much quieter, and in many real ways, significantly harder to do well.
And in natural English, we say gently, "I'm here for you." It sounds almost too simple to matter, but it's actually a very deep promise. Not a solution, not a plan, just unwavering presence.
A promise. I really genuinely like that way of understanding it. And for language learners practicing at this level, phrases exactly like that. I'm here for you, I've got your back. You don't have to go through this alone. They're emotional vocabulary, not just grammar rules to memorize, but real living human connection.
Yes, you can memorize every single tense in the entire textbook and still completely miss the emotional heart of a real conversation. These simple phrases are the true bridge between technically correct language and genuinely meaningful language.
So if someone listening right now is practicing at an intermediate level and feels nervous, stuck, or afraid, what's one simple phrase they should practice saying out loud today?
Can I help with that? It's simple, direct, open-ended, and it creates space without making any assumption about what the other person actually needs or wants.
No assumption. That's the real essential key. You're offering support, not imposing your own idea of help. And in real everyday life, people rarely say no to a genuinely warm, respectful offer. It naturally lowers people's defenses almost instantly.
Unless, of course, it's my cooking. Then people say yes very politely out of kindness and suffer quietly in silence afterward.
That's wonderful self-awareness. And humility. Knowing clearly when to step in and when to step respectfully back is another completely invisible form of helping. Knowing when not to jump in is a real part of the skill that takes years of experience to fully develop.
Exactly right. Helping isn't about being the hero in every single scene of life. It's about reading the room very carefully. Sometimes the best, most respectful help you can offer is stepping quietly aside so someone else can grow, struggle honestly, and eventually succeed completely on their own terms.
That's mature thinking. And maturity, both in language use and in everyday life, is knowing that not every single problem needs your personal solution. Sometimes the situation just needs your calm, steady, non-judgmental presence nearby.
Well said. Though I have to admit openly, I still struggle with that instinct constantly. I really enjoy fixing things for people. Maybe actually too much sometimes.
We all have our personal patterns. Mine? I definitely over-explain absolutely everything. Instead of saying simply and clearly, "That's really hard," I talk continuously for 5 full minutes about exactly why it's hard, what it reminds me of, and what I think it means.
And I consistently under-explain everything. 2 brief words and I'm completely finished with the thought. Maybe we should genuinely team up more often in life.
Balance. That's exactly what good, natural, engaging conversation really is. And that's what good language learning should actually feel like too. You don't need to sound like a textbook character reading from a script. You need to sound like your real self, just expressing yourself in a new language.
Exactly. That's the real, lasting goal. Not perfection, not sounding exactly like a native speaker overnight, just genuine, comfortable authenticity.
So let's bring this back directly to our listener. Think carefully about your own life for one quiet moment. When did someone help you in a small way that stayed with you long after the actual moment had ended?
For me personally, it was actually a teacher from many years ago. Not some grand, dramatic, movie-style gesture, just staying after class for 10 extra minutes to explain one single difficult concept, slowly and patiently, again, without ever making me feel slow, difficult, or less capable.
patience without any judgment whatsoever, that's incredibly rare, especially in educational and professional settings. And it teaches you far more than just the actual lesson content. It quietly teaches you that you belong fully in the room, exactly as you are.
Yes, I never forgot her name, and I still actively use her explanation and her approach when I help others learn new things now. That's exactly how real help naturally travels. It doesn't stop with the person who first receives it. It continues moving forward through time.
It ripples outward continuously, just like throwing a small stone into calm, still water. You can't always see exactly where all the circles eventually end. That's such a beautiful, simple image. And in English, we use it very often in conversation. We call it the ripple effect.
Right. Small actions, sometimes almost invisible at first, create real consequences that you may never personally witness. Not immediately visible, but absolutely, permanently real.
Let's talk about the specific words and phrases we choose when we decide to help someone. Support, assist, lend a hand, back someone up, have someone's back, stand by them. They all feel slightly different in tone and meaning, don't they?
They absolutely do feel different. Assist sounds formal and somewhat clinical, almost like a doctor working in a hospital. Back someone up feels loyal, protective, almost like standing guard for a friend. Lend a hand is practical, warm, and immediately kind in feeling.
And carefully choosing the right word genuinely changes how people receive and experience your help. If you say very formally, "Allow me to assist you," people might stiffen slightly and feel distant. If you say casually, "Can I give you a hand?" they relax almost instantly and feel safe.
Language really is a form of emotional engineering. How you say something shapes almost everything that follows it in the interaction.
That's such a powerful, accurate way to describe it. So for our listeners practicing at this intermediate level, please don't just learn vocabulary words in isolation. Learn the feeling and emotion behind them. Notice very carefully when people naturally soften, when they open up, when real trust quietly appears.
Exactly. Watch people's reactions closely. That's the real classroom. Not just books and exercises, but real human responses happening in real time around you.
Now, before we slowly wrap up this conversation, one more personal story from you. Something genuinely recent, something very ordinary, something that happened naturally within the last few weeks.
Just last week, a tourist approached me looking genuinely confused and asked for directions to a museum. Instead of simply pointing vaguely with my hand, I walked him 3 full blocks to make absolutely sure he found the right building entrance. Not because I'm any kind of hero, just because I genuinely had time, and he looked quietly lost.
And did you talk about anything meaningful or interesting during that short, unplanned walk together?
A little bit. He was originally from Spain, visiting our city for work. We talked briefly about local food, about the unpredictable weather, nothing particularly deep or philosophical at all. But at the very end, he smiled, not just because he finally found his destination, but clearly because someone had actually seen him and chosen to help.
Being fully seen, truly noticed and acknowledged, that's the deepest real gift underneath everything else. Directions are useful and practical, but being genuinely seen by a complete stranger changes something quietly and permanently inside you.
Exactly. And that's precisely why these small, ordinary, everyday moments matter so much more than we realize. They're not actually small at all. They're everything important.
Let's talk about something language learners at every level often forget: the follow-up after helping. After you help someone, do you check in with them later? Do you ask gently, "How did that go?" Or "Did you manage to figure it out?"
Not always, to be completely honest. And I genuinely should do it more often. Because real helping isn't really a single finished event. It's a thread you keep holding gently, even loosely, even across time and distance.
A thread, another beautiful, simple, powerful image. So we don't just act once quickly and then forget completely. We stay connected in some way, even very briefly, even with people we don't really know well. That's exactly what builds a real, lasting community, slowly over time.
Yes,
And in English, we say with genuine feeling, "We're in this together." It sounds almost too simple to be important, but it carries real emotional weight. It means clearly and strongly that you're not alone in whatever difficult thing you're facing.
Not alone. That's exactly what almost every single person needs to hear at some point in their life. And if you're listening right now, practicing in another language, fully understanding that phrase, really feeling its meaning, that's genuine, meaningful, lasting progress.
Exactly. That's the deeper point of everything we've discussed. Not just speaking English with correct grammar, but truly feeling English, connecting deeply through it, and using it honestly to reach another human being.
So as we slowly near the end of our conversation today, what would you say to someone who's genuinely afraid of making mistakes when they try to help someone, or when they try to speak in a new language?
I'd say this very clearly. The actual mistake is almost always much smaller than your fear of it. People don't remember your small grammar mistakes years later. They remember how you made them feel in that single real moment.
That's absolutely perfect and true. And if you take just one simple thing from this entire episode, please let it be this. Showing up genuinely matters far more than showing off or being perfect. Real presence beats perfection every single time, without exception.
Well put. Though I might steal that exact line from you for future conversations.
Please steal it freely. It doesn't belong to me personally. It belongs to anyone who needs it, anyone who's actively learning, anyone who's simply trying their best. And that naturally brings us to our close.
Thank you sincerely, Emma, for creating such open space for this conversation. And thank you to everyone listening right now. Please help someone today, even in the tiniest, simplest way. You'll feel it inside, and the other person will feel it too.
That's Jake, always quietly finding the real heart hidden inside the most ordinary things. I'm Emma. Please keep practicing your English with courage, keep showing up for others with kindness, and keep helping, both yourself and all the people around you, every single day.
We'll see you next time. And please never forget, the best, most meaningful human conversations almost always start with one small, honest, brave question. So please don't be afraid to ask it.
Goodbye for now. And always remember, language isn't just a collection of words and rules. It's the living bridge between people, between separate moments, and between human hearts. Keep building it patiently, one honest conversation at a time.
Beautiful. Take care out there, everyone. We'll talk again very soon.
Before we go completely, one last reminder for everyone practicing English at this level. Don't wait until you feel perfect. Help someone with the language you have right now. That's exactly how you grow.
Exactly. Perfection is a myth. Progress is real. And helping others is one of the fastest, most natural ways to practice speaking with real purpose behind your words.
Purpose. That's the word. Not just practice for practice's sake, but practice with meaning. That's when language truly comes alive and stops feeling like homework.
Yes. And when you help someone, you forget about yourself for a moment. That's actually the best kind of practice. Natural, unforced, and genuinely connected to another person.
So let's leave it there. Help someone. Practice bravely. Stay kind. And remember, every conversation is a chance to build something beautiful between two people.
Well said, Emma. Thank you all for listening so carefully. Until next time, keep showing up, keep helping, and keep speaking from the heart.
Take care, everyone. This has been a real conversation about real moments. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jake. Goodbye for now, and go make someone's day just a little bit better. You'll never regret it.
One final thought. The word help in English can mean so many things. It can mean fixing something, listening quietly, walking 3 blocks, or just being there. Learn all of those versions. They're all valuable.
Exactly. Help isn't one action. It's a whole attitude toward other people. Learn the attitude, and the words will follow naturally.
That's the perfect ending. Thank you for being here, for caring about language, for caring about people. Until we talk again, stay curious, stay kind, and stay present.
Goodbye, everyone. Keep building those bridges, one word and one kind act at a time. We'll see you on the other side. and we hope you feel inspired to help someone today.